Welcome back, Foreign Filmcast, episode 7. This is Jonathan. I'm here again with Paul and Trace. Here to chat about the foreign flicks. This week,
that's what we do.
This week, it's Populaire. This is a French film directed by a guy named Régis Ronsard, starring Deborah François and Romain Duris. Also features Bérénice B. I don't know how to say her last name.
They said Bijou.
Just say Bejo.
Bérénice Bejo, maybe?
Yeah.
Her last name is not French. Apparently, Paul discovered that she was born in Argentina. But,
Buenos Aires, baby.
At a young age was moved to France. So this is a movie set in 1958-59. It's about a girl from a French village dreaming of being a secretary.
Dreaming.
What a life.
Turns out she has an uncanny ability to type very quickly. Her boss takes notice and enters her in a competition, and that's enough spoiling for now.
Spoiler.
Paul, what did you think of this movie?
I enjoyed it. It's a lovely film, and it's very commercial. I think anybody would like it. You know, if they can read the subtitles. I think it's enjoyable without the subtitles.
So you think it's a pretty broad appeal? You could recommend it to your family?
Yeah. I think it broad appeal for all stars. It's really a clean movie. There's no really bad parts in it. There's no foul language.
Everybody will love it. I don't think so.
And then there's also no foul language, no sex scenes, nothing like that too.
Anything you didn't like about it, or you thought was weak, or you thought could use improvement?
The only thing I don't think it was weak. I thought it was a great job. The only one comment I have is that it's like a throwback movie to the way movies made in the 50s.
Yeah, I agree.
In the 60s,
the aesthetic was impressive to me. There were several scenes in the movie where I said, if I didn't know this was a current movie, I don't think I'd be able to tell.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that this was kind of like a My Fair Lady kind of situation.
Yeah.
Also, like a what do you call it, Dean
Doris Day.
But
right.
just with the
Doris
aesthetic,
Day
I was incredibly
and Audrey
impressed.
Hepburn type of.
Audrey Hepburn.
Because we've seen a lot of period pieces. They're common, but I rarely see one where I go, well, I see that scene, and I don't know if that's really a 1950s scene or a current scene.
Yeah, because it's the way the movies were made back then too. He kind of emulated that kind of style.
He shot it on film.
The way he filmed it,
right.
The costumes, everything about it.
All right, Trace, what'd you think?
I loved it. Laughed, cried. I loved it. I mean, everything about it. I wouldn't change a thing. The script was amazing. It was well written. The costumes, the music. Oh my God! What do you think about the music?
Yeah, I dug the music too. I don't have any names for you, but there was a lot. I especially like the period stuff. The soundtrack was fine, but I really dug the period stuff. Whenever they would have a typing contest, they got some pretty rockin' stuff.
Yeah.
So we saw the Q&A with the director afterwards, and he was pretty cool. It turns out to be a first-time director. And they announced that before the movie, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way this guy just showed up and directs this thing, because this is a highly stylized, lots of editing. This is not a first-time type movie.
Well, let's remember he's a first-time film director, but he had worked previously on music videos, etc.
Right. And I think you can see the influence there.
Absolutely, in his musical choices.
So as he kind of said. And combining with, we've got the Mad Men thing going. I go down the street now, I see these ads for Banana Republic, Mad Men. So I guess it's a big thing. So I'd say that this is kind of a cross between the Mad Men visual aesthetic, romantic comedy, and your typical sports movie where you have this big race, this big contest, you have a coach and a protege. And
throw in the French, baby. And,
and none of that really tells you how good because it really is. I think it is a strong movie.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's weak is, and then maybe I think it's inescapable, is the acting isn't strong in my opinion, but I think it goes with the genre. That it's this sort of tongue-in-cheek performance. It's not meant to be a deep story.
It's not.
Do you disagree?
I think that one part.
disagree.
Well, you want to talk about the?
No, you go first. But I just disagree.
I think there's some truth to that, but I think the story is light. So how do you?
Yeah.
You know, there's no deep feelings getting portrayed except the guy who, you know, I don't want to give a spoiler.
Yeah, that guy especially.
The teacher.
He always seemed tongue.
There seemed like to be that he's got a lot of problems with some kind of issues he had back in the war, World War II. So, and does portray some emotions there, but. There's one problem there. I think in the plot was that they really didn't explain what his real problem is. It seems like they made it, decided to go with the way movies are made, and he's gonna have a problem at some point.
Well, in my opinion, that guy in almost all his scenes, he always feels like he's acting. He always, to me. In my opinion, it feels like he's acting, which goes kind of with the stylized aesthetic, and I think it works. But it never really feels like this is real, this is legitimate,
like it's natural.
Yeah, he has ups and downs. There's some romance here and ups and downs, and even when he supposedly is being sincere, it doesn't. To me, it's just not that sincere. But that's my opinion.
I think that boils down to his character. I disagree with Jonathan and Paul in this, in the sense that I think that the acting to me was fine.
Yeah, again, that's no excuse to me. It's like you make a movie, make it good. You make it in 3 takes, make it in 35 takes, just make it good.
Yeah, but it gave, for me, it added to the spontaneity and the levity of the film.
I think that, yeah, I think that the fewer takes they did probably have more spontaneity, but his acting, it seemed like he was trying to portray like he was conflicted all the time.
It was a caricature to me.
And he was trying to be like, you know, he can't fall in love with this person because he has to be the coach, right?
Well, because he doesn't want to be vulnerable. We're in spoiler time. We can talk about anything. Anything goes.
His past, I don't think it really... There's that part where he comes to the Berenice character. I don't know her name right now in the film.
Doesn't matter.
And he comes to her like he wanted to know why he wasn't good enough for her, and
why she chose the other guy.
But then she tells him that don't you love this the typist, right? And it kind of, I don't understand that whole situation. I think that was one flaw. Like why did he run away from the other girl?
Don't you remember?
From the typist.
Don't
girl.
you? Oh, no, going
like
back.
He wasn't good enough.
It's not about the typist. It's about the fear he has of abandonment and of not being good enough. Look at the family dynamic.
I didn't get that. Here's my take. My take was that he feels important when he's helping others, when he's improving things for other people, and I think that in combination, he doesn't like to be vulnerable. So he said,
love.
I saw the light in your eyes, with your husband, and I feel like you're so lucky, and you should thank me every day that I let you go, because if I hadn't let you go, you might not have this wonderful family, this wonderful husband that you have today. And she said it wasn't about that. It wasn't about the fact that
he was better.
Him in particular that made me so happy. It was just the fact that I felt loved.
Right, he made me feel loved. Versus with him, he was so vulnerable to love that he couldn't express it. So when things got a little too hot or too close, he just ran. Which is, it's a common theme in a love story. Guys are afraid to show their feelings, and especially at that time, it's macho man time, right? So you have to not wear your heart on your sleeves there.
All right. Well, how about you, Trey?
I don't know. I just didn't think they didn't like. I don't know. I guess you're right, but it seemed like it could have done a little bit better on that.
He's an extreme character. I mean, it's not a common. I don't know that many people like that in my life that are so.
Maybe a period
it's a
thing
period
too,
thing.
right?
Because they show him.
Because they show him 50s, 60s type of thing.
Yeah.
It's very stereotypical of the time. Just think about the time. 1958, 59, the gender roles. Think about it.
It could be.
Yeah, they show him. He felt much more comfortable with
the floozies,
with casual relationship.
Right.
He didn't feel comfortable with the commitment. Trace, any particular weakness?
No, I really can't think of anything.
No.
I mean, to me, I loved it through and through.
So this is a complete thumbs up. You recommend to the whole world.
Universally, yes. Even if you don't speak French, you'll get this. It's such a beautiful movie.
It's a fun movie. and I think it's easy to get to.
It really, I mean, I can't even imagine. Not one person liking it.
There's a lot of good storylines.
It's for all ages too. I mean, you could take your mom, you could take a girlfriend, you could take a kid. It's a good fun movie.
All right. Well, I just got to say, I was really relieved to see this movie because we saw Jellyfish Eyes, and then after that, we saw Upstream Color, and so this was like a breath of fresh air to me.
It was our first in the French series, yes?
No.
Any closing remarks?
Well, that's one thing we could talk about. As compared to the last French movie we watched, the Rust and Bone. It's completely different movie.
It's a completely different movie.
It's not even close to similar to it.
This is a period piece with broad appeal.
Broad appeal. Anybody can, and there's storylines that everybody can, everybody can understand and
universal.
And it's universal themes, right?
Much more superficial. The Rust and Bone.
There's more. It's a lot more superficial, though. But yeah. And it's just the way the movie is, and that's kind of like the way movies were made in the 50s and 60s, I think.
Yeah,
too.
lighthearted
a lot of them, not all of them, but some.
Lighthearted aesthetic.
Yeah. One more thing about the look is, although the colors and the costumes, the sets are very vintage, the editing is not. The editing is very current. Especially, he described that as through the progression of the contest, he would try to escalate the energy of those scenes because he knew we'd be getting bored seeing the same thing again and again. And so that was definitely, you knew you weren't watching a 1959 movie for that reason, but
the pace.
But I like the fact that storyboard look he did.
Yeah.
Made it look kind of 50s too, in a way. The way you concentrate on the hands typing, and you did this dual camera looks at people doing their same thing over and over again. It was a fun movie to watch.
Very clever.
Yeah.
That's it for me, guys. Go watch it.
So yeah, it's a lot different than Rust and Bone, but I enjoyed it completely.
3 thumbs up.
Yes.
Respect to Roger Ebert. I forgot to mention him before, but he inspired us all. And foreignfilmcast.com. No, I'm sorry. That is our website. foreignfilmcast@gmail.com is the email I use.
Trey700 at AOL if you guys want to reach me.
And I still don't know my email address.
just email foreignfilmcast.com.
Just find him.
Just find me, right.
All right.
Am I finding Paul?
Cheers.
Adios.